I had money, been broke. I been high, I been low. I done pimped it, been hoe. I done prayed and been prayed on. I fell off and I stayed on. I been played, but I play on. There ain't shit I can't take on. Yeah. Cause when it's all said and done.
There's dog hair everywhere.
It's alright.
My mic is.
That's part of life, you know? Dog hair.
Everything in life is just dog hair. That's just a.
It sticks to you until you clean it up.
But I call meditation the lint roller for life.
Exactly. That's what we're out here doing. Just lint rolling all of the dust.
That's
and the
all I
dog
think
hair.
about when I meditate.
Yep. It's like I must be covered in fuzz right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, but you know what? You know what we did forget to do?
Oh.
Nice, solid clap, dude.
All right. Well. Yeah. We had to get that in. 37 of these bad boys.
3-7.
When do you think it gets easier?
I mean, genuinely, I sometimes think it gets a little easier each time.
Yeah.
But I think it comes in waves.
Yeah, I know.
So
today my stomach's like,
yeah,
I can feel it in my belly.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of nerves,
which is
butterflies.
yeah, exactly. Because like, yeah, normally like, I feel like when we record, you're the one who's more comfortable.
Oh, you think I'm comfortable, bro?
Huh?
That's crazy.
And then today, when you were like, dude, I don't know what we're talking about, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it's one of those days. And I don't know. I think that's what I struggle with everything. Because it's like, you want to do the things that make you happy, but like, that's the last thing I want to do when I'm feeling low. Whether it's like I'm physically feeling something or just like mentally not feeling like I'm in a good place. Like, it's like the last thing you want to do is like go and do that thing you're passionate about.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe for some people it's like their only way out. I wish I had that mentality. That would be great.
I feel like
It's like I need that as the outlet. But I feel like I shrink when I've been feeling like that like this whole week pretty much. Like yesterday was really like the first day that I like felt drastically better. You know? And it's like it's hard to do those things like comedy or writing or recording this podcast or I don't know, like I know that I have a good relationship with if you do things for yourself it makes you feel better, but when you are feeling really low it's almost like it's hard to remember that, and you really have to like I feel like I've tried to find that balance of allowing yourself to feel sad or depressed or whatever, and like trying to shake yourself out of it versus like always going at it and trying to battle with it.
I think that's a big help for me is just doing it every single day.
I know you're like, because that's like what you were like, because I was talking to you during like most of this, like I wasn't really talking to anybody else mostly, but like and you're just like, just go to the gym, because you're one of the people who's just like, I have to like push through it, and I'm working on that mentality.
It was kind of, I didn't really know how to. It took me so many times to answer you the other day when you first answered me on what was it, Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday.
Yeah, I think Tuesday I didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah, and then Wednesday you answered me because we talked on Tuesday.
Tuesday I was feeling very.
And then
I just needed a day. Like I told you, I literally just kind of like halfway through the day put my phone in my room and just tried to disassociate from all that kind of stuff. No, because it's just like I don't know, you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I just don't realize how much time I put into that. And it gives me like, especially when I'm feeling like whether I'm upset about something or I just kind of like feel that like kind of like depression. I know how much I like sink into my phone because it like it's that immediate away from it. But what also is like, I feel like I can't be in contact with everybody and completely disassociate from that. And I'm trying to balance that relationship. So like some days I just need to like take the day away from it, or at least mostly take the, it's just overwhelming to me.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I didn't know how to really answer you on Wednesday, because from our friendship, normally I kind of just like let you do your thing, because sometimes I feel like it's on you, like you got to work through it on your own.
Absolutely.
But like I kind of felt like how like when me and you talked on Tuesday, like we had a very nice conversation, and like I kind of felt like
that was
Monday.
Monday.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it was Monday,
so
yeah.
then we didn't talk at all on Tuesday, and it
No,
was
I didn't.
Wednesday.
I don't think. I think the only person I talked to was Luke, because he was here.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, like on.
Well, if I didn't answer you, then I wasn't talking to anybody.
Yeah, no, that's what I felt.
And it's like I said, and I think that a lot of times, and especially today's thing, is that it's just like it's considered like disrespectful, and it's just like just because you have the access, you know what I mean? Like that's why me and you, it's just like if I don't answer you, I can hit you up next day and be like, dude, I just wasn't feeling it. Like I didn't feel like conversing with people, and it's fine. But I feel like a lot of people, it's just like, well, if you're on your phone or if you're not busy, you should be, and like. There's a certain amount of like professionalism to that in terms of what you're trying to do with your life, but it's just like in reality, like a day shouldn't make a difference, or 2 days shouldn't make a difference to anybody. It's just a phone, like it's just a text message. It's not the end of the world, but it's for myself. I feel like it's one of those things that it really gives me the space to think about what I'm doing, and like for some reason I can like get on my computer and turn my notifications off and like be fine working from there, or like writing or meditating, trying to do yoga around the apartment. Like that's what when I feel like that, I try to make things as simple as possible. Like, congratulations, you did 2 loads of laundry today. Like I try to go back to that, but it makes it hard when you're getting hit at from a bunch of angles. But then I also remember to be like, I'm grateful to have friends who, a lot of the people who, like I said, I didn't really talk to anybody, but we're just being like, are you good? Like, what's going on? Are you okay? And I'm very grateful to have that. But I also think that sometimes you just need a break from it. And you need to like go back into yourself. You're pondering quite heavily. What's on your mind?
Because I'm gonna tell you it from my perspective of like what that was like, though. Just so you know, because
of course.
On Monday we had that conversation, and then like I left, and I'm like willing to give you space and stuff, but like I had texted you a couple times before that, just to like, because we had talked about maybe recording that evening, and it's fine that like you didn't want to and you weren't in the space to, and I get that, but like it would have just made it easier for me had you reached out.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then
I'm sorry about that.
It's not a big deal, but like later on, like, because I mean, I feel like you just, the headspace sometimes, like, you need to be more, I'm not saying you in general. I'm just like,
it's okay, man.
I'm
like,
trying to.
I probably need to hear whatever you're about to say.
I mean, I feel like it's just like, it was so in your head what we were talking about, and then you go and you want to sit and ponder on it, but like it would have been better and more effective to sit there and like continue to like approach it and like work through it, rather than like, because when you sit and back and ponder, you're also falling into other things, so you're not figuring out what the actual issue is. You start thinking about like what other people are gonna think, because that was like where you went with it. Like, it shouldn't be about that. Like, just keep talking about, like, if you feel like that you're in the space to, you should keep approaching it, because it's not going to get worked through, and then it becomes other issues that you have. Like, I don't know.
No, I think you're right, and I think that I think that the way that I work better through these things is through the people who are close to me, and that it doesn't help me much to sit alone by myself. But then it's also like you kind of have to come back to the fact that like, well, I'm the one who has to make a decision, you know. And like, I'm sorry, like I feel like that's why I say it's like it's unprofessional. We have a podcast. I should at least be telling you like, hey, like I'm just not feeling the recording. And you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and like that.
No, you're right. It's like we don't have, like I said, like I can't be sensitive about it when I know you're right, because I would say the same thing to you. I would be like, hey, you could have just let me know.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that, like I said, when we talked, I wasn't feeling that great. It's just like a matter of respect.
Yeah, because, honestly,
Absolutely.
like, that, like, I'm 100% going to be like, yo, take your space. That's fine. I get it.
Absolutely.
But, like, because this is
you're
something
right.
that we had been talking about, like, treating as a job a lot recently. So, like,
Absolutely.
if we're going to be about it, then, like, we have to stay on top of it. And we were this week. Like, we had everything taken care of from last week, but we probably could have got ahead on next week. But that's fine if you're not in the space to do it, because we don't want to put out something like where you're not ready to talk and it's just me and you sitting there silently. You know what I mean? I mean, we could do that. Who cares? But like at the end of the day, like that's not what we're trying to do.
No.
So like if you need to take the space, I'm 100% going to give it to you, because I'd rather you be in the right place to like want to approach this. And like I know you got other things on your mind, so like you need to work on them too. But I'm just saying, like sometimes I feel like if it's not helping to sit around and just get lost in the thought process of like what's bothering you and what's going on, it's easier to just kind of work through it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like what we talked about right at the beginning, is like I'm the kind of person that at this point, if I know I'm down or something's bothering me, I might as well go, like, just go for a run. Just go for a run. Like, take 30 minutes out of the day. You still have the whole day. The whole day you can work on yourself or everybody else, whatever you need to do, but you need to take that 30 minutes right there to come back to center. And, like, I understand you wanting to, like, take time to yourself. I wish sometimes you wouldn't go, like, ghost and sit in your room and ponder, and you'd like go for like a long walk, or like go to the gym and like bang it out. Because
I try to do that stuff when I'm, but sometimes, like I said, man, I mean it's
I know
it's hard to explain, you know. But like it's like I know I'm doing it while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I know that I'm like, oh, I'm not answering that person that I should be.
Yeah.
Right now, or I'm at least, like I said, knowing full well that I could just answer and that would be the end of it. That I could just be like, hey, I'm just looking for some space, and I probably would, you know, and like, and then like feeling, and then that kind of adds to the feeling bad about the other stuff that you're feeling bad about, because it's just like, okay, well, not only do I feel upset about these other things going on in my life, but now I'm also not being a very good friend, and I'm not being a, you know, like in this case a business partner or something like that. And I need to hear these things, dude. Like it's like the answer is not always to just fucking disappear into your own thoughts. Sometimes it can be, but for me that can be a dark place.
I know, man. That's why I'm here for you, dude.
I know. I that's what.
It's important to have friendships like that.
Well, yeah, exactly. But the fact that knowing full well that you're okay with me taking that space is exactly why I should be saying to you, like, hey, man, I just need space right now. I'm just like I'm in my own head, and I need some time to figure that out. Versus just being like, yeah, he saw that I was not in a great space before, so he'll understand that I didn't. And that's not healthy.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy for our friendship, or really for anybody else, especially if there's other people who are counting on me for some. What me and you have been talking about kind of the last couple of weeks is just kind of like getting out of your own way. And I feel like I have a hard time with that. And it's hard to like figure out what the next move in your life is when you're also trying to like just get out of your own way. Like and maybe I gotta work on that a little bit more before I figure out what's next. But but yeah, I mean, it's good to have these conversations, because it's like I have to know that it's not gonna help anybody to just disappear.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like to be truly present, you have to like be in the present, and like when you're sitting there dwelling on like future things, you're not able to handle anything that's going on around you, because you're worried about what's going to happen in the future or what's not going to happen in the future.
Well, the anxiety is the future, and then the
depression is
the
living
past.
in the past. Yeah.
And it's like this past week, I feel like I've been
Which one were you?
probably both.
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 Anxious and depressed.
Yeah, I think the anxious was more. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the anxious was probably more. But I also think that thinking about the past makes me anxious about the future.
A double whammy.
And I think that thinking about the future makes me think about it's a triple whammy. It's all, yeah.
This is a good spot for the therapy ad.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what all this is about, is that it's just go back to therapy.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. It's like I was. It's like you can see the person I was on this podcast when I was.
This is your Ron Swanson video.
It's like, hey, future JP. I know that right now you don't feel so great.
Keep going, bro. Let it out.
Yeah.
Do a monologue.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, it's the truth, man, and that's what this podcast is all about, right? Is like leaning into that.
So, what are some of the ways that you're trying to work through anxiety/depression this week?
What are the ways that I tried to?
Yeah.
I mean, I did go on long walks, like I did that a lot, and I was writing fairly often, trying to just like get some stuff off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it gets loud in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like ultimately with now, like kind of feeling somewhat better, is that I just try to do like I said, I try to make it as simple as possible and do those, those small productive things. So even if it's not like, oh, I didn't do, my whole routine today, but I meditated. Like, you know what I mean? I try to just like give myself a little credit and a little, I don't know, pick me up.
Yeah.
But like I said, but then like ultimately, like if it's easy to say that right now when I'm feeling better, but it's also like it doesn't feel the same when you're in that moment and in that space there. And then I think it kind of, for me, just multiplies, and then it gets hard to reel it back in when it goes from, oh well, you weren't productive today, to like, what the fuck are you doing with your life, and where is this going? I think for me it's really easy to jump to that, where it's just like, you can't even handle today.
I get it.
Next year, you know, and trying to figure that out, and then I think that I kind of like bring myself into a hamster wheel of going from, oh, like you couldn't do the little thing, like how are you going to handle the future, and then if you take time in the day to like do something for your future, well, you couldn't even handle today, like why, you know, and it like I kind of just, it's like a loop that doesn't that at least goes on for a little while before I can get myself out of it. And then like I said, it's like that, it's that feeling of just like, when I'm doing this, how am I not working on that instead, and trying to figure out like where the priority is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why.
Is it like my self-care today, or is it or is it like my future self a couple years from now? Because all those, they're both valid.
I think you just need something like mentally and physically challenging in the morning. Honestly, I feel like those are the two. I've had two things that help me during the day, like to get going, and like then to come back, is like, you got the non-sleep deep rest on Whoop. I put that on and I just lay down, and it's like you don't have to do anything. Like, just don't, like, it's not meditating, I'm not taking a nap, I'm just laying there with my eyes closed, and if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. Like, if my mind's running, my mind's running, but like, you sit there, and it's supposed to help re-regulate your nervous system.
Yeah.
So when you wake up in the morning, and after you like have started your day, and you like feel like more like your body, like you don't, it helps you come back to your body because you're very much in your head and you're like running around and you get through that rush of the day where everything's hurried and like you sometimes it feels like you're in flow, like if you're having a good day, and other days it can feel like you're spiraling and shit.
Yeah.
So like if you come back and you just take that time, like I literally don't do anything. I just lay there like with my eyes closed and my hands next to me. And like if I fall asleep, like I said, I fall asleep. I normally wake up, like I'll pop up and it'll be like 33 minutes later. But that helps bring my stress all the way down and my heart rate down, and it's supposedly very good for you, and I feel like it might help you re-regulate. And then the big thing for me is like in the morning you got to get that heart rate up and like doing something. I'm a bitch, man. I'm a bitch. Like you can ask Desiree, like if I don't get my run in sometimes like in the morning, like I'm not the same person because like I feel like my ego is telling me you didn't even go for that run, like, and then that starts that train of like you're not doing anything today. Like mad shit'll get in my head, like I'll start worrying about like just the dumbest things that like I normally don't care about. Like we were gonna go apple picking and I didn't like anything I was gonna wear, bro, because I didn't go for a run and like I had to let myself get in that loop. And then the second I went for a run, I felt better. And like on the days when I do start the morning, like with meditation, even if it's just like 10 minutes, and then like I just write affirmations in my journal, bro. I have like 11 journals filled with like basically the same thing every day on the same page. And like it might sound crazy, but like it makes me feel way better, bro. And like doing that and then just getting like you have to challenge yourself, otherwise like I never feel the way it feels for me is that like my ego's at the wheel for the rest of the day and not my higher self, because I know my higher self would wake up and go for a run in the morning, and that's who I'm trying to be.
Or whatever that version of going for a run is for you.
Like if it's you going, I know that running's not your thing, but going to the gym, like you've gotten into that, so like just to build that heart rate and like get like a sweat in the morning and get going.
It's almost, but no, it's you're kind of right in the sense of that. Like if you get it up high enough and you like, you kind of can't have your heart rate that high and not be present where you are.
Yeah, you know, it's like just go to yoga in the morning, bro. The studio's right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. I can do it here. You know what I mean?
I just feel like whatever makes you feel more accountable. You know?
Of course, yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, and then like that, I think that builds for me, and you wanna get yourself out of it, but then you kind of feel this hopelessness that's like, where, well, I already didn't do that, so what's the point of doing this? And then what's the point of doing this? And then that, like I said, for me, it went on for a couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just trying to win the day early for you is like, that's what I do, man. I feel like life's a lot easier when you win the day in the morning. Like, you're up too. Like, I know you go for a long walk, cut the walk in half, like, or if you're worried about time, like, and then go to the gym. Yeah. But whatever it may be.
I still like. I love the walk. That makes it like. And sometimes I have trouble even giving myself credit for that, because it's just like, it's still like, all right, well, you walked 4 miles today or whatever it is. Like,
yeah, man. Most people don't get 10,000 steps.
Versus like, oh, that's all I needed to do today.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah. And I think that for myself, it makes it harder to like figure out what you're gonna do next with your life and have clarity on that. If like I'm waiting for the day where it's just like, oh, I feel low today and now I gotta fucking reset everything. And I'm trying to work on that. I think maybe what I need more so is just kind of like something to look forward to. That's like, I don't know if goal is the right word.
Yeah, you need a goal, bro. 100%.
But yeah.
A goal should be like what you're going after, dude. Like, I mean, I think you know what your goal should be to start.
Yeah. We
talked about it the other day. Like, so maybe just.
Yeah. No, I think I need to go back to school.
Yeah, man.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, I feel like it'll make you feel a lot better. Like, you know what you want to do too.
Yeah.
Like, you knew what you wanted to do when you were in school the first time, and it's the same 10 years later.
That's what we were talking about before this, which is that like I felt lucky enough to like know what I was gonna do, and then a bump in the road changed all of that, and I feel like I unconvinced myself that like I wanted to be a director, because I was like, that was too hard. I can't do that again. So now whatever I pursue won't be that important, because then if I lose it, it's like, well, who fucking cares? The next thing is coming. And for a while, for most of that, it's restaurants or other pursuits, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you, man.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't know.
You know how you're gonna do it.
I don't know. like mentally, like.
Nah, you got this, bro.
Like,
I mean, like,
you know, I don't know.
you know what the first step is? It's just finding the school.
Yeah.
Finding the school, and then decide, and then like
and
enrolling.
not overcomplicating that. Like, it needs to be this.
You're not going to Juilliard, bro. Like,
No, that's not.
Just find a school.
No,
you want to go to Juilliard? You could.
Yeah, I could try, but that's like, because like I did a lot of that. Me and you talked about it, and I did a lot of that. Like, started basic research in terms of that, and but you already start. I'm already like being faced with those same feelings that I had about working in it, because it's like now all of a sudden it's like, what's your portfolio look like? What do you have? And is going to school the same thing as trying to get a job? No. But I'm like, all right, well, I'm being faced with these same things that I struggle with these days, which is like sitting there for hours, and weeks turn into fucking years, dude, of like sitting around like hoping you'll get the opportunity or the job or the thing will come. And you're just kind of like faced with, well, it's not going to help me to focus on what I haven't been doing over the last 5 to 10 years, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That's not going to serve me or get me anywhere.
Mm-hmm. And it's good to come to terms with that, because now you can work on what is going to serve
Yeah,
you.
and I think ultimately it's like, I don't know. Man,
everybody outside is so proud of you right
cheering,
now, bro. Everybody.
It's wild out there. They're like, hell yeah, dude.
Go back to
Face
school.
your fears.
What great timing.
No, it was funny. For those listening, there must be a surprise party outside my apartment.
Yeah, right
at the restaurant downstairs. Yeah, and like I said, man, and then it's just like looking at it directly and being like, I can't let this challenge get to me like all the other ones have for years that have held me back.
I think it'll be easier for you to attack. I don't think this is going to be as challenging for you as you think it's going to be.
You think so?
I honestly really, like, bro, because you're living in alignment now. Like, you know what you want to do. It's everything's like, once you kind of figure that out, dude, like, that's a big one. And like, that was the reason I feel like a lot of things with you always kind of felt off. Like when you,
I don't know. Like it feels like I don't know if I'll know until I do it. But I feel like I have to.
I mean,
right? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. But like when you've shoved that down and you're like, I don't want to, kind of like deal with why this is bothering me, you'll come up with any excuse to be like, no, I've figured it out. I've solved my my mental struggles.
Yeah.
You know. But it also, I think that a lot of it, for me, is transitioning from that world of just black and white thinking and thinking that I can only kind of do one thing, or that there has to be one, that like if I do that, oh, then I can't pursue anything else, that I can't have hobbies, or that I can't do this, you know, like it makes you think that like, oh, it makes, I should admit something, for me personally, it's like, oh, well, if I do that, then I'll have to drop everything else I've built, and that's not true. It's just me trying to sabotage myself.
Can I say what I said to you when you told me on Monday? That's all for this episode. Tune back in next Monday and pick up the rest of the conversation that me and JP were having from this exact spot. See you then.
I done prayed and been prayed on. I fell off and I stayed on. I've been played, but I play on. There ain't shit I can't take on.